Hi, everybody. This is Rick here. I'm getting set up. I just learned how to do chat better than last week. Last week, I did not do a live top 10, but this week I'm doing it live. Okay, just making sure I can see the chat. Ah, there we go. I can see the chat. Some of the gentlemen from last week are here, Line Cardano and the Elite Trance. I think I got your name wrong last week, the Elite Trance. Did I get it right correctly this time? Hi, Philippe. I see him there also. Line Cardano. Okay. Yeah, I just last week I did not do the top 10 live. This week I'm going to give it a try live to give viewers a little bit more interaction so that if you're watching and I go over the Reddit top weekly top 10 and you see articles that you're interested in, feel free to leave comments and I will periodically check over here in the comment section so that you can provide inputs and feedback if you have things to say about the latest articles. I did want to point out I was thinking about doing a giveaway, and the giveaways are very difficult to do in crypto because they look scammy. And it's really hard to do a giveaway in crypto that's scammy. But what I want to do is a Ledger Nano X giveaway. And I read a lot of the rules on YouTube. You cannot do giveaways on YouTube for subscribers. It's not allowed by the YouTube rules. So did a lot of research on that. Um, and it appears the best app to use for giveaway is Gleam.io, but the only way to use Gleam.io is a user has to enter their name and email address. One thing I will not do is if I do this giveaway, excuse me, and I use Gleam.io, I will not put an age requirement in there, and I will. But you do have to enter your name and your email address, and usually in crypto that is not a common thing to do. But YouTube rules are you cannot do a giveaway in exchange for subscribers. Therefore, Gleam.io will not allow that to happen. So, anyway, if you have some feedback or inputs, let me know on the best way to do a giveaway in crypto. We can get the biggest bang for the buck. The key is to get exposure to the channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, feel free to hit like and subscribe down below. I'll get started on the Reddit top 10. I'm going to do a screen share. It will look kind of funny at first, and then I will switch over. I'm going to share the entire screen and hit share. Okay, and hopefully that works out okay. And here I am on Reddit, and I'm checking my feed to make sure it's good. Okay, a few of the questions in there. Oops, any questions in there? So, oh, I got the Elite Trance name correct. Yes, so I picked a bad nickname. That's it's good nickname. Good nickname. Line Cardano asks, how Cardano, Emergo, IHK Foundation pay all of these workers? Where does the money come from? That's a good question. I'm not doing an AMA. I can't really answer that, but it came from the ICO, really. So maybe I can answer that. So Line Cardano, we'll come back to that one briefly. Let me get over here to Reddit. I just had to check my screen, make sure it's sharing correctly, and it is. So over here on Reddit, here's how I'm sorted. I'm on the Cardano Reddit. I'm sorted by top, and I'm sorted by past week. And here we have the past week's worth of news. And I'll be going down the list and then reviewing your questions. Before I go down the list, let me get to your question, Line Cardano, was how does the Emergo IHK Foundation pay for all the workers? The Cardano Foundation is the only nonprofit. Emergo and IOHK are both private companies and for profit. All three organizations have a significant amount of money from the ICO, whatever that amount is, plus the ADA. But there was $63 million in Bitcoin raised during ICO. The exact amount in fiat that came out to, I'm not sure. It depends on how and when the Bitcoin were sold. Plus, you have the ADA. So, if you want to see more, you can review a lot of the information on the Cardano forum. There are many threaded discussions there that can help you out. So, on to the Reddit top 10 over here. I don't want to rush through it. I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to review. The number one on our list is a post by user CryptoVisor, and CryptoVisor is a juggernaut of creating YouTube videos. The title of this video he has here is the Cardano releases Ouroboros Chronos. There's a backed target launch and crypto shifting a US financial system. Now, the really cool thing about what CryptoVisor is doing here with his channel is doing multiple titles and multiple newscasts in one video. And in the first 3 minutes of this video, he goes over the Ouroboros Chronos ePrint archive where he covers the abstract. Now, these are very hard to read, and he goes over. I mean, the Ouroboros papers can be very difficult to read for the average person, but the abstracts are written so you can review it and have a better understanding. And he covers that in the first 3 minutes of his video. Now, the really cool thing, what I'm getting at about his channel, is he is drawing people in from other cryptocurrency ecosystems because he's doing multiple titles in his newscasts. So not only does he do a very efficient and well-researched newscast, but he's covering a broad range of topics that apply to crypto at large. So that's an excellent method. And go ahead and bring that in. And before I go on, I wanted to challenge you guys. I forgot I was going to do a challenge. Okay, the challenge during this newscast is don't look at your Blockfolio. And hopefully that will give you a 15-minute break from looking at Blockfolio. It's bloody red anyway. You don't want to look at it. All right. Let me go check the comments. That was our Reddit top 10 number one. And CryptoVisor, a juggernaut of making YouTube videos. Great job, CryptoVisor. Oh, another thing I want to put out is we have a new ambassador, and that's Max from the Cardano Community podcast. So we have Max and Denicio are both ambassadors now. And the third partner on their project is Project, the name Project from Emergo. And I don't think Emergo employees can be ambassadors, but now we have both Max and Denicio are both ambassadors. So let me go over to the comments real quick before I leave number one here. And what I have is questions that Line Cardano says, Philippe, I love your informative videos. I know what you say. Yeah, Philippe does the best videos. Super conversational. I really like them myself as well. All right. Okay. So nothing in the comments. Let's go into number two. Okay. Now my second one, there's an ad. So go into number three. And I'm using the red upvotes to help keep track so I can skip ads. All right. So then number two on the Reddit top 10 is ADA is now on SwitchChain. Now, this one is kind of interesting with SwitchChain. It's an exchange that, here, let me just go to it and you can look at it. I'm going to open a link in a new tab. Okay, then I'm going to go to switchchain.com. I need to actually go to SwitchChain, and there we go. All right, now this is interesting on their exchange. You can trade your cryptocurrencies directly without ever losing control of your funds. They give a description down here below. And so ADA is now listed on this exchange. They have a very nice policy description here, protecting privacy, fixed rates only, and so on. The key is here, we never hold your crypto coins. So much like the Saturn network, but where the Saturn network is completely decentralized, I'm not sure about the back end of this one. However, they do say we never hold your crypto coins, and you can see the amount of volume going on here with the trades over at that DEX called SwitchChain. So pretty cool stuff. Any comments on that? Let me know in the comment section, and I will check back on those shortly. All right, so SwitchChain. ADA is now on SwitchChain. Make sure I operate my web browser correctly. Next on our list of top 10, we have a Reddit user who describes, I just wanted to say how exciting it is to see the Cardano community as a whole hasn't skipped a beat or lost any momentum while Charles has been on vacation. Shows we're not a cult of personality. Props to all the ambassadors and and all the others hard work bring us into the future. And we very much appreciate that Reddit user right here, Reddit user. I can't pronounce that. I'm sorry. But that said, super pumped for Charles' next AMA. Me too. I would love to see Charles' next AMA. I am absolutely no replacement for Charles. I do not have his level of knowledge on the project, but I'm glad to see all the ambassadors are keeping busy creating content, moderating, translating, and doing all the hard work the ambassadors do. Just a reminder, the ambassadors are volunteers. Occasionally I see a comment where people say ambassadors are not doing their jobs. It's kind of hard to define that. It is defined on the Cardano forum, but these are volunteers. So let's not beat up on the volunteers too hard. That usually doesn't work out well. But thank you for the shout out there on Reddit, and we are also pumped to see Charles' next AMA. Maybe with me going live, if I do this badly enough, Charles will go, "Oh my gosh, I need to get in there and do something before Rick wrecks the place." Who knows? I don't know. We'll see if that works out. All right. So next in our top 10, we have Reddit user post. I'm excited to see the next update to of Daedalus. The GitHub repository is on fire. Let's go over to the GitHub repository and take a link. While that page is loading, I'm going to review the comments. Okay, Lion Cardano says, interesting will be when ambassadors from ADA say to the community, how can we bring this Cardano forward? What I'm curious to see is, this is just my conjecture here. I'd love to see Congress subpoena Charles Hoskin and say, what are you building over there? That would be, I would laugh. I would laugh when that happens. All right. So maybe not subpoena, but invite, the guest invite. Hey, would you come explain what that is you're doing over there? So also from Lion Cardano in the comment section, everybody must do something for the adoption. I have 4 shops in Switzerland and accept in all shop payment with ADA, but nobody uses now. Well, good for you, Lion Cardano, of having ADA shops in Switzerland. That's excellent. All right, on to our next. Now that we have the page loaded and people may have had time to review the the last comment that Daedalus GitHub is on fire, the user provided a link. The Reddit user provided a link into the IOHK GitHub that shows a very significant amount of work being done here. And I've recently seen that there are over 20,000 Cardano GitHub commits for the year, the highest number of any cryptocurrency. I've also been monitoring updates. Let's hop over there for 1 second. Let me see if it loads quickly. I'm sorry, Cardano updates. Cardano updates.com. This is a great place to go. If you're not GitHub savvy, you can go over here. And there have been 1,010 commits this week. This is the lowest I've seen that number in the last 4 weeks. I check on this periodically, maybe on Friday nights or Saturday mornings, and I see that this number was between 1,300 and 1,500, and it's a significantly IOHK. I'm not sure if this includes the Emergo commits also, but it is largely like Darko and a lot of these folks here, Angerman. You'll see Matthias Bencourt in here also with the little yellow duck, but all these guys are banging away on the code. And that's why we don't see Sebastian much either. He's over to Emergo smashing away at code, him and Ruslan and Nico and all the guys. But anyway, this is where you can see all the Cardano commit updates. Thank you for that link, Reddit user Shabaneta, and keeping us up to date on the significant advancements going on. All right, for the next update to Daedalus. Our next one comes from Detainment. That's Tommy who runs Detainment, and this is awesome. Let's take a look at what he has for us. Let me open this up to the full page. What Tommy has made here is never ceases to amaze me. Open the link in new tab and check this out. Okay, so what Tommy was saying here is Cardano community growth confirmed. Confirmed. So let's take a look at these charts. Here we have the month, June 2019, and we drop down here to January of 2019. And the way he has his webpage laid out, it's extracting information from Twitter, Reddit, Facebook. Currently in June 2019, 153,047 users. That decimal point is that's like a European style. So he's on the opposite side of the planet. So the newest time is top left, oldest bottom right. Instead of commas, we got decimals. 153,000. Down here in the bottom right, January, 148,000 uh, people on Twitter, 71,000, Reddit, 21,000, Facebook. So you can see those numbers are up from 2171, 148 to 2274, 153. Excellent webpage, Tommy. This is absolutely amazing. I don't know how you do it, man. I'm glad you're out there. We need guys like you to provide really cool stuff. And I love your colors too. It's awesome stuff. Okay. So going back to Reddit, excellent webpage. Check that out and you can keep tabs on it. I have no idea how he does the code. Someone asks me, my answer is ask Tommy under Detainment over on Telegram. He's very easy to reach. Okay, going back to the questions here briefly. The chat. Where can I buy a Cardano t-shirt, sticker, and other things from Line Cardano? Line Cardano, you can buy it at Crypto Supreme. You can find Crypto Supreme on Twitter, and you can find a link to their webpage at Crypto Supreme. They have lots of Cardano merchandise with the logos on it. There's hats, t-shirts, various other things with the logos. So check out Crypto Supreme for that. All right, next on our list, scrolling down, one user posts for 3.5 billion ADA on Binance. So from Reddit user Peppo Jr. says it seems like Binance consolidated their ADA holdings to a new wallet. Now there's something very important I need to put out along with this. We're going to hop over to AdaScan. AdaScan is another community member created website, block explorer. So going over here to adascan.net, much like Siza, but this one's community created here. We have the Binance address. Looks like it's a Yoroi address with over 3,500,000 ADA. Now, I have a suggestion for those of you that still have your crypto on an exchange. This is important. I think you should bring it off the exchange into your wallet because we do have a hard fork coming soon. There's another dataless release, or Cardano 1.6. So Cardano 1.6, and I think it will be dataless 13.2 will be the release number of that. After that, probably within a few weeks to a month, there will be a hard fork. I do not want my currency on an exchange during a hard fork just in case the exchange has not updated to the latest version API to move it. Otherwise, your tokens will be stuck on that exchange until they update their API. So exchanges need to update their API. And those of you out there who hold ADA, my personal opinion is I am going to make sure my ADA is off of the exchanges for the coming hard fork. So just a reminder on that. Okay, back over to Reddit. 3.5 billion ADA on Binance. Scrolling down to the next breaking news, dataless delegation countdown design revealed. Okay. Now, this is also there was some confusion caused. It is a design. It is not the actual countdown. So there were a few images put out that described the image as the actual countdown when it is not. It is the design. So I'm going to open that link to GitHub. Thank you, Reddit user Trade Feeds, for putting that link and also for having a Reddit username I can pronounce. So I'm going to go over to that link with the design. Here are the pictures shown on GitHub. This is the design. So this countdown will appear in the Daedalus wallet. This is one of the user interface changes that will be coming in one of the revisions. And I'm looking at these icons over here wondering, ooh, what else is in there? But this time is not the actual time. This is just an example. It's an example so that this is for the developers. When you go in GitHub, you got to remember the developers use GitHub to post their data. So you can't go in there and pull data out and say, this is reality. No, they're using that as their scratch pad to store information. All right. And also to store the latest code as well. But yeah, that is good to point out there. Reddit user trade fees. That Daedalus delegation countdown design has been revealed. Thank you for that. continuing on to our next. I'm going to pause for a moment here and read the comments. I'm going to go to the next one on our list. Checking back in the comments section. Looks like we're good to go on comments. Not a lot in there, but that's okay. My list only shows one watching now. It's kind of early on a Saturday morning, and I don't do the best YouTube videos, but I'll get better eventually. All right, so the IOHK will be restarting the Cardano Byron testnet with a fresh Genesis block and new network magic on 29 July. So I'm going to go over to this Reddit thread and the purpose. Oh, so the user goes on to describe Reddit user Andreas HE. That's one of our mods. Mods are gods. Thank you, Andreas. Andy Hendricks. And he states that this will not impact the Jormungandr Cardano Shelley testnet or users of the mainnet cluster. Read the full announcement here. The key to this announcement is they are restarting the testnet because they're trying to reduce the size of the blockchain. Okay. And Maki goes on to explain it here. They are trying to reduce the size of the blockchain to reduce the amount of time required for synchronization. Okay. So that's why they're restarting that Byron testnet. Thanks for posting that, Andy. Good update there. All right. Let me make sure I do this right. And next on our list is the Emergo Cardano's progress update number 6. Let me make sure I'm still on track. Yep, still on track. And here we have the Emergo update over here on YouTube. Let me open this link in a new tab. So if you want to see all of the informational updates, this covers up through the month of July here. Video is put out by Florian, and you can go through this video to get the latest information. So thank you, Florian, for putting out the info from Cardano and from Emergo. Feel free to go check out that video over there on Emergo's channel. And thanks a lot, user Zach Solio, for getting that posted onto the Reddit channel. So check that out, Emergo's YouTube channel. And keep in mind, you can also subscribe to Emergo. I always forget. I often forget to click subscribe buttons. I watch some great videos out there, and I'm like, duh. Okay. So next we have the Cardano clearing up. We got 1, 2, 3 more. So we're on number 7. Actually, we got 2 more. We're on number 8. Oh, wait. No, we're on number 9. So in Cardano, clearing up the decentralization countdown. This thread ties right back into the previous thread that I went into, posted by Reddit user CryptoVisor. And CryptoVisor in this video goes on to explain that the countdown timer is not the actual time. It's not until it is released in Daedalus. And he goes on to give a good thorough explanation of that. So thank you for that, CryptoVisor. And lastly, what we have here, we're on number 10. I counted them. Coincidentally, number 11 was last week's Cardano recap. So number 10 is the 24 July Cardano meetup in Singapore. That was with Mr. Nathan Kaiser, chairperson of the Cardano Foundation. And Nathan gave a presentation there. Reddit user Rizalian says, it was good talking to Nathan. And this is awesome. I like the fact that our chairperson gets out there, talks to the community. He gives good presentations all over the world. That travel schedule is really kicking in. And the Reddit user says, good talking to Nathan, listening to the community. The pizza was good too. That's awesome. I like how they get some food out there, and sometimes drinks and all that go along with the meetups. And the Reddit user says, I bailed early since mass networking in small space is really not my thing, but maybe we could also have a discussion here. Yeah, mass networking, the crowd roar tends to wind up, and the conversations are, people are trying to make connections. Business connections, personal relationships, and all that kind of stuff. So they go on to explain, I like how the people working on Cardano are organized. The foundation with a focus on community, Emergo with a focus on enterprise, and IOHK with a focus on the underlying tech. This seems to cover all the bases. I agree. I agree with the Reddit user Rizalin that the bases are covered well. There is a compartmentalization or distribution of responsibilities, and that's very helpful. And they go on to describe in the Reddit thread where they touched on the Ouroboros Classic and Prowse papers. And it's good to touch on those papers and provide a summary in the description and asking questions about those papers. I just did a Twitter thread where I asked about 4 papers: Genesis, Chronos, Crypsinus, and Hydra. Those are the answers. Those are the possible answers on my Twitter thread. And the responses on one of them are not too good, but the responses on the other 4 are pretty good. So the level of knowledge is pretty good, but there's still some confusion out there. So feel free to check that out on my Twitter. That was our last thread here on Cardano. I'm going to stop sharing. Screen's going to go funky. That was number 10. That was our Cardano Reddit top 10. I wanted to keep these short, not too long in the number of minutes, so people can review these briefly and go back about their day. Let me see if I got the video back. I do have the video back. Yeah, this is interesting. Okay. So I'm going to review any of the comments. If you have questions for me, feel free to ask. Pretty much anything. Okay, we'll do a brief speed round here for the last 2 minutes. You can ask me anything, and I have to answer it. The answer might not be true, but I will try to answer it if you ask funny questions. That's what I mean by it doesn't have to be true. So let me check over here. Oh, okay. Oh, I thought my viewership only shows 1 watching, but the Elite Trance says mine shows there are 12 people watching. Wow, that's 12 people watching. That's a lot. It's not like a Charles Hoskinson video where it goes from like 12 to 500 in a matter of a couple of minutes. Okay. Lion Cardano asks, did we have the IronX exchange a cooperation with IOHK? No, the IronX exchange was not in cooperation with IOHK. That was with Emergo Japan or Emergo HK. Someone correct me in the chat if I got that wrong. I'm trying to remember. IronX exchange. At any rate, people aren't too happy with how it looked. So, yeah, that needs to be said. There's a lot of questions out there about the IronX exchange thing, and it would be nice if someone would go on the record and saying, "This is what's happening. This is the current status." Uh, yeah, that would be nice. So keep asking those questions. I just can't answer that one. Let's see here. Billy Ferguson says, "Good morning. Good morning, Billy. How are you, sir?" Philippe says, "Emergo HK, I believe. I believe it was also Emergo HK that was taking care of the IronX exchange situation here. Um, I'm rather skeptical of the information that I've seen related to that. Therefore, clarification is needed." Philippe asks, "Did the Emergo HK CEO ever respond to your Twitter message?" Kinda. He, the Emergo HK CEO put a blanket statement on Twitter and on Telegram. I don't recall precisely what it was. I can look it up here and see, but there was a statement from Emergo HK. Let me go check it out. Apologize for my on the fly lookups. I'm a little slow in my old age. I turned 51 this month. Just not responding as quickly as I used to. But I did have 3 cups of coffee, so that helps. Let's see here. Oh, so that I know I saw it in there. There is some activity going on this. There's a statement from Ryan King. Let's see. Ryan King, where are we? I could do search. While I'm wrapping this up here, feel free to post any other questions in the chat and I will get to them. I was only going to put a few minutes on that. I don't see it. I don't see it. Why am I having trouble finding that? Anyway, check out their Twitter. There, your answer will be over there. The statement from Ryan King, CEO of Emergo HK. Any other questions on there? I got a happy birthday, and Mia yesterday turned 29 years old from Line Cardano. Good for you. The Elite Trent says, Rick, how is your testing going with the Jormungandr node? I haven't messed with it in a couple of weeks. I've been extremely busy. Actually, I haven't touched it since the end of June. Um, I had some family stuff that I had to take care of, and I've been offline from that. But um, s- I've been able to setting up a node is very quick, very easy to do to set up a Jormungandr node, and you can get the command line going. There is information in the Jormungandr GitHub repo to show you how to enter command lines to do transactions and interact with Jormungandr on the command line. It's not too difficult with some basic command line knowledge. Um, I'll get Dezen. Sorry if I'm having trouble seeing it. I'll get Zen. Says, "Hey, will you set up a stake pool when Shelly goes live?" Yes, I'm setting up a stake pool. My website is ada.eco, very short, ada.eco. I'm going to put some instructions on there on how to do staking, but it's going to be so simple you probably won't even need it. Um, Nadeem Karam asks, how is the self node testnet going? The self node testnet is going good because they're collecting a lot of information and users are putting in GitHub um, issues. So they're getting user entered GitHub issues and the defects are getting rapidly corrected where users do find problems. But the cool thing is it it's working well. So that means the code is being written well. Just kind of a balance to be struck there. Like if they put it out and it worked absolutely 100% perfect, the users would use it and go, "Oh, well, look, no errors," and they would learn a lot of stuff. But the good thing is you get it out in the wild on all these different computers. You never know what someone did to their computer. Different firewalls, antivirus scanners, games, whatever's on that computer that might interfere or interact with the Jormungandr code base or cause conflicts. So you'll find that kind of stuff. But the key is they're trying to find where are there problems in the code itself. So that part is going extremely well. And that's because they did their research. Those research papers that Philippe shows over at the Cardano effect that stack like yay high, that's the payoff. They do the research, they write the technical specifications. Professor Duncan Coots explained the process in one of his videos. Check out Duncan Coots' video where he goes through the process. It's very thorough so that the software engineers can take a specification and in a vacuum, they could write code to the specification and it would interact with the Cardano environment. So that's the benefit of doing the research in the papers first. All right. It does take longer before you have a working product out, but when you have a working product out, it works well. I'll continue with the questions here. Happy birthday to Line and Rick. Thank you very much. How's the self-net test node going? It's going well. We touched on that one. Any idea on the timeline to phase two of network from Nadim Karam? No, I do not have a idea of the timeline on phase two of networking. I do not know. I don't want to really put a guess on it, but what I do is I use cumulative percentages, and I would estimate a 50% probability by the end of August, we'll see networking 75% probability by the end of September that you'll see the networking test net. And that is, I've compartmentalized it in my head in the current self node, the net networking, and the rewards sections. And I go by 50, 75, and 90% probabilities out over the next couple of months to help me keep track of how far along are we and how much longer would it take to get to a certain point. It's impossible to put a number on it, so I use probabilities to put that number to keep track. Uh, all right, Nadeem, thank you for the answer. Awesome. Thank you for the question. Elizabeth is on here. Elizabeth Wood says 51 years old. Good one, Rick. You know, it's like being 15 again, but backwards. 51, 15 backwards. Sorry, bad joke. That's my stupid Steve Carell sense of humor. Thanks for the comment, Elizabeth Woods. Looks like we are done with the comments here. Thank you everyone for watching. Feel free to hit like and subscribe and pass the videos on to others. If I do initiate a giveaway, I will do a video describing how the giveaway works, but I don't want to give you guys, oh, it's good to give away. I don't have one set up yet. But what I described at the beginning, if I do a Ledger Nano X giveaway, I would have to use the Gleam.io app to have users do an entry, and that will keep me honest. The Gleam.io application should not let me do a fake contest because it's a separate thing where I have to fill out the form. And the only thing you would have to enter is your email and your name. I will not let it track your age, and I will not let it give me a mailing list because I don't want your email address. Once a winner is selected, I'm trying to think through this. Once a winner is selected, I would need the winner to submit their home mailing address. And this is why, because we're dealing with crypto. I would have to have the Ledger Nano X sent from Ledger factory directly to your house. I cannot have it sent to me and then mail it to you because then it could be compromised. So, in order to keep myself honest and safe, and you safe, it would have to go from the manufacturer to your house with the seals on the devices or the box so that you know, oh, yeah, this ledger was not man in the middle attacked. So there's a lot to think about before doing giveaways because the YouTube terms of service does not allow a giveaway in exchange for subscribers. Therefore, I would have to figure out the right way to go about doing that. So that's enough on that subject. Thank you, everyone, for watching Digital Fortress. Y'all have a great day. Go out there, represent Cardano, and have fun. And don't look at your blockfolio. It's red. Trust me. Don't look at it. Okay. Y'all have a great day. Bye bye. Now I just got to figure out how to stop the feed. There we go. Bye, everyone.